Virtus.Pro is extremely good on Inferno, but out of the maps that was remaining, I think NiP or Inferno is probably the best one, I think.
There was a time when people complained about seeing too much Inferno. I'm old and boring. I just love seeing it because it does so consistently bring exciting games.
Yeah, I like to see Inferno as the third decided map, like you were saying as well. It's one of those maps that everyone can play Inferno, right? And on the third decided map as well, can't be any better. And now match start, NiP on the CT side.
Let's see what BP have in their locker. They're going to move quickly through the mid, coming up towards Next and just pushing off Exist as they run right round into where Forrest is waiting. Hits himself the first on Tasmany. Virtus.Pro keeps moving in towards that A site and will soon plant the bomb. 4-man after bomb, but look at the damage Virtus.Pro have taken. They are low on numbers now. The Snacks goes down. It's going to have to be dealing in headshots only. And Bialy is the first man who's going to go up against Freiburg of all people. From behind, Bialy bails out his teammate. 3-on-2, but no help between them. The next one is Neo on to get right, and it is going to be last 2 men up for NiP. Can they get another knife? Oh, that's what I call ballsy move going in into that situation. But others, Virtus, quick and to the point.
Oh yeah, they pushed themselves onto that site. Great absence land positions as well, and great hold by Virtus.Pro. They were extremely low on HP coming in and for angry NiP members.
What can you do differently there if you're to stop that plow attacking you?
Well, NiP was playing 2 on Arch, so they were actually giving up map or bomb site control. You only really had Forrest there waiting them out, and then when NiP or when Virtus.Pro does a round like that, where you just force them up to mid and they go quad right away and go on the site, the only thing you can do as NiP there is try to retake the site, and that didn't happen for him that round.
BP playing this one calm and collectively, making sure there's no NiP trap set up for them. Freiburg looks to follow that smoke in. Just see if any of the VP players will edge towards them. No point-blank shot for Freiburg this time, and he will retreat back to the B site where he is oh so famed when he's got M4 in his hand. I'll ask you about what it's like to play with him when he's in full dominant mode on B. Get right, gets himself the frag on the Taz, and NiP have first blood in this as they will be quickly picked off by Snacks, and in the end it'll be another A push that Forrest Rotter can end with, and he does with the help of Exist. We're actually running out of VP players. Moving in towards that site, the CC from Pasha comes down and he moves on to try and bail out his teammate, though, is going to go 1-on-2 against Freiburg and Makaleli, and is in real trouble here. NiP had no right to win that round.
No, certainly not. And I don't really understand Virtus.Pro, what they actually bought there. They bought a bunch of SMGs. Pasha was on a save. They didn't really have the firepower, and you know that NiP's going to buy their pistols. And then you had Taz, once you did a little scout that round. He was the one rushing up Arch, trying to fish some information. He died. He knew that NiP were at least 2 guys there still on the A bomb side, and Virtus.Pro actually chose to rotate back to A, which I think is that was a bad choice. But it all came down to Virtus.Pro choice of weapons for that round.
Well, now they have much less choice. And AK forces these in an armory of grenades to try and allow them to get back in the ascendancy. I have a feeling this is going to be a map where we just go back and forth the whole way.
I think so as well. I think this has actually even the potential of going into overtime. But again, we're only 3 rounds in. We don't really know the outcome as of yet. But it's looking good. Virtus.Pro won the pistol. They managed to lose the anti-eco. And that's where we're at. Virtus.Pro actually had Pasha actually bought an AK now. Since he didn't buy the last round, he opted to buy now just to try and get a pick or 2. And perhaps Virtus.Pro, they have smoked as well. They're going to hit the B bomb site. Might work out for him.
VP a lot of nades, and in particular that Molotov to clean out where Freiburg may have pushed up to on Banana. In the end, both he and GetRight were sat very deep and are now waiting for them to come in. Makalele's already in position, and NiP were one step ahead of the polls that time. But 2 frags for Virtus.Pro quickly changed the agenda. We're on a 3-on-3 Neo with just 1 point of health though, off the plant. Tasha just 10 as well. Any stray bullets will take down those VP men. At worst, there's money in the bank for VP. At best, there's a round to be won here. Grenade will push out, but Snacks has got himself the kill. There's the first man, it's Tasha that goes down. Forrest in on Neo, and it's now on Snacks! And VP made it hard for the Ninjas in Pajamas, but in the end, fell at the final hurdle.
Yeah, good job by Exist and Forrest. They saved NiP some very angry words on TeamSpeak. One thing to know about Virtus.Pro, one thing to know about NiP, I actually think that in order for NiP to win this game, Freiburg needs to be on point again, like he was on the first map. Because if I was Virtus.Pro, I would abuse the B bomb site. I feel that NiP, they have a very strong A hold, and you've noticed when NiP plays this map that they tend to lose a bunch of rounds on the B bomb site. So if Freiburg is on point, then I think it's going to make life difficult for Virtus.Pro.
VP with a frag of their own, but on this eco round have mainly been lambs to the slaughter in favour of NiP. You mentioned that this is simply the nature of their defence, but Freiburg as a B holder is probably the best in the business.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that's the thing. That's why I'm saying like you should have used B versus NiP, because most of the times Freiburg is actually all alone. So if you can get out Freiburg, you can get the site. Again, this is actually the first proper round we're going to have in this map. VP with a full buy round, NiP with a full buy round.
80 into Makalele's position, who is lucky to get away with 2 points of health, and will live to fight another day, but he retreats. Freiburg still advanced. And I think that'll just be position number 1 of 7 or 8 that you'll see Makalele take up in this CT defense. Forrest now with more coming his way. He is seeing all of the action as VP have pressed that ace as Exist to help him. Pasha is going to struggle from there to spy anyone through that smoke. Has 2 players down in the pit if he can get a sight on them, and in the end himself lucky to get away with his life. 3 players on very low health across the board.
Yeah, they tried to go for pick and mid, try to gain mid control, which is a good idea by Virtus.Pro, and now they're falling back towards B.
Forrest pushing up in mid, has taken Snacks, who was there to cover any rotation. NiP quick to get bodies over towards B, but they may not need them. GetRight with 2. And the remaining PP players flee, knowing that if they can last out 20 seconds, they'll have an AWP in the next round.
Yeah, again, great hold by NiP. They gave Virtus.Pro mid control, and that's fine, because they didn't lose a single man. They had complete control out of the A bomb site. And then when they backed off, GetRight actually had time enough to actually rotate back to B. That perfect flashbang.
Chase out the dead Pasher as well.
Yeah, and that's actually extremely important for NiP, since they actually killed him after the clock as well. Yeah. So Pasha, he has $150.
This was GetRight though, taking down the 2 players. One of them flashed as well, and just awesome play from NiP, who set the tone now. Having lost that pistol round, you wondered what type of a map we were in store for. NiP very much in mood for a very simple CT side. Yeah, and I was actually coming into this third deciding map, I was actually quite worried for NiP's CT side, but they haven't really been that strong on it. And if they keep on finding rounds here now, and they end up with at least 10 or more rounds, NiP's a favorite to win this. We exchange frags here as VP have Snacks to push up, support Pasha, but the 4 players of Virtus.Pro are just hoping that they'll create an opening for themselves going into the B site. It's Freiburg that's there. It's exactly what you talked about earlier. It's just one man.
Yeah.
But the man is Freiburg. He's no regular man.
Yeah, and he's 35 seconds left. He still has Molotov. And again, VP can't really do anything, especially when they're on a save. They don't even have any nades, and that Molotov fiber basically just shut down VP. Now they can't make any mistakes when they come into this bomb site.
Only 20 seconds to play with as Get Right unleashes onto Snacks, who will be joined on the afterlife by the remaining VP players. Get Right enjoys that one and sends a message over the table to Virtus.Pro.
Yep. If you guys want to knife us, we're going to knife you. Virtus.Pro taking a tactical timeout, and this is actually, I actually like this from Virtus.Pro. You don't want to let the half slip away from them. It's better to do it early on during the half than to do it when, let's say, I don't know, in 4 or 5 rounds. They don't have that many rounds to work with.
Yeah, don't wait until it's 9-2 or something like that.
Exactly.
They can still, with a positive pause, they can still make sure that they're getting 5 to 7 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. And just this pause can mean a lot of things. It can mean, okay, well, let's talk about what we can do here, and it can also just mean, okay, we're getting flustered right now. Let's take a pause. Let's just calm down a little bit, breathe. Because right now, again, Virtus.Pro will have a buy round, and it's extremely important for them they didn't let NiP run away with this half.
5-1 NiP. Roaring start from Virtus.Pro. They took the pistol and they were within a whisker of going into a 2-round lead, but it wasn't to be, and since then NiP haven't looked back. BP have got the bomb down since, but in the opening 6 rounds it has been NiP setting that agenda. And we're ready to get this game back underway. What will Virtus.Pro have said to each other?
I'm probably just talking about what we can do here, because NiP, again, they're running away with it. They're 5 rounds, or this is the 7th round, and NiP, they're pretty sacked on money. Like Get Right, he has 12k in his bank right now, so even if they win this one, they need to start getting more rounds on the board. They can't just win one and then lose the next one, because that's not going to work out for VP.
Straight out of the Taz strat book, which he said this is the first event that he's actually carrying a playbook to run from. As Freiburg goes up against 2, will he make it 3? Oh, gets out at the nick of time and is away with still 50 points of health. More importantly, amongst those 2 was the bomb carrier as well, and Virtus.Pro isolated now. They have to go up and on it, and they have to walk into Get Right's lair, but they do so with the help of the smoke, and that allows them to escape and reset. It is 3 on 5. Back to Taz's story about his strat book. He said, yep, this is the first time I've got one, but the problem is I can't read my own writing.
He gets the same problems I do. When you're that old as that, you tend to forget how to actually write with a pen.
Makalele waiting for them. And will be pushed back. Second time of asking, just get the bag, and now Exist will join in the fun.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about before we started this match. He needs to be on point. He's going to see a lot of action this half, and if he's not on point, then NiP would be in trouble. But look, he's completely shutting down Virtus.Pro's B control take. That wasn't even, they weren't even trying to get on the site. They were just trying to take control of Banana.
Analytically, if you look at how VP have had success, after plant they've got away with more at A than they had at B. Maybe it's time to switch it up.
Yeah, right now, and especially they're running through the smokes and everything, and here you see, I'm not really quite sure, it's actually Freiburg. He pushed down all the way down Banana, so he actually has all the control that he needs, all the information, and he gets one through the smoke.
Sometimes when it's your day, it is your day. Freiburg with a headshot there. Prestige is going to join in, and NiP look a completely different outfit here on Inferno. Get Right grenade has down Bialy, left again with only 2 VP players standing. And Freiburg halves that number. Snacks goes down. Freiburg, what a round.
Yeah, again, Freiburg. And one thing to note here, in terms of VP, so people are probably asking, okay, what can VP do here? Well, first of all, they need to start, I don't know if you guys hear it, the crowd over here in Jönköping, they love their Freiburg. Love me some Freiburg. But yeah, for VP, they just need to slow down their game a little bit here, because I think they're rushing way too much. They're not even letting NiP smokes fade. They're just rushing through smokes and trying to be, a bit too aggressive, I feel like. Just wait a little bit. Just wait for the smokes, actually try and get the site to actually stand a chance.
Freiburg coming into the 4 once more, gets himself the frag onto Snacks as he pushes in for next shot, and in the end is down just 2 frags this round. Get Right is waiting for them, and well, we've seen NiP do this so many times. When their Inferno defense is on, it takes sometimes more than just plow to break it down.
Yep, exactly. And this is exactly what NiP needed. Like, they really need to have a strong CT side, and that's it's a little bit. They're inconsistent on their CT side. They cannot be extremely amazing at it, but like they are right now. Freiburg is on point. Get Right is on point. B is on lockdown right now, and you know for a fact that A is so very solid. And when they're playing like this, and Virtus.Pro don't have an answer to it, again, Michael now is just running around. Easy entry onto Pasha from Banana.
But do not underestimate this Virtus.Pro side. They have been up against the wall so many times in this game, and they come out fighting. They are not here to please the home crowd. They are here to win the major. Let's see if they've got something to back that statement up. Freiburg's down to 56 points of health. There's a glimmer of hope, if you will, and finds himself trapped in the Molotov as well, and causing a little bit of disturbance there up on B. Weren't able to follow it up though. They reset and they're going to try B once again. Still the 3 players over at A, but it's going to be 4 on 2, but those 2 are Freiburg and Get Right, who quickly look to pull back in. Here's Freiburg straight through. Shot from Taz. Get Right now takes over the running. Taz shows him how it's done before going down himself to the shot from Exist through the smoke. Makaleli will line up that AWP, looking deep in towards the site where the planter may be, but they don't know as that bomb is only just picked up by Neo, who's in the end going to go down at the end of that AWP. Bialy has a headshot onto Makaleli. He's 1 versus 2 with 40 points of health and 7 seconds to do something, and he's not going to do it. Forrest having none of it. It's 9-1 NiP.
Yep. Again, we've been trying on that B-bomb site. I think I know that, this is our best chance to get some rounds on the board. Problem here was that the bomb actually got dropped right below the bomb site. I don't think VP realized this fast enough, because the smoke just faded when VP actually got the bomb up again, and that was Michael waiting for you with the AWP.
Problem Virtus.Pro had there, having got past Freiburg, there was still Get Right waiting for them, and the rotation was quick as well.
Yep. Oh yeah, they were, because right now VP, the only thing they're doing, right, is pushing B, and it's not working. And what happens is that NiP's aware of this. They have mid control already. They know, okay, there's no one here, and they're hitting B, so the rotation will be fast from Exist. And this is actually a new round from VP. They're actually going to try A side now. Let's see if that works out for them instead.
Taz lining up the smoke and ready to call the shots. Here go Virtus.Pro once more in towards the ace side this time. Get Right is already there and waiting, and gets the first frag onto Pasha before Bialy picks him off. NiP now moving through with Exist picking up 2 more with the help of Makaleli on the next. And Exist, it's the final frag. Virtus.Pro, they might change the recipe, but the end result seems to be all the same.
Yeah, they're running into a brick wall right now. NiP, they're on point. Virtus.Pro was showing that they had a good cache. They were very confident going into Inferno, because they know they have a pretty solid Inferno. They know that NiP can be either extremely good or extremely poor. And right now you're seeing the extremely good side from NiP.
NiP is 6 rounds away from another major final. Their 4th major final out of 4. Makaleli hits a frag onto Snacks. Bialy, though, will return the favour. And there's Makalele. He's really starting to show his silky skills with that AWP here on Inferno. He has 2 this round. He will fire off, and in the end is pushed out of position by the Molotov, but still follows up with the hat-trick frag, and the rest of his team mop up what's left of Virtus.Pro. NiP starting looks silky.
Yeah, and NiP, they have so much momentum going right now. Even you see Freiburg, he's just running through smokes. He's just killing everything. And Michael as well. 2 incredible up shots there. And he's doing work. Actually, he got 3 that round.
And amazingly, despite having seen some pretty special hits from him, he's at the bottom of the scoreboard. It's Freiburg leading the way, of course. And sometimes it's very easy to get excited about this NiP side when they're doing this. You can focus on the negatives of this VP performance on their T side, or you can just enjoy the NiP defense.
Yeah, and I don't think that VP is actually doing making the best out of the situation right now. You're just running some smokes over and over again. Of course you will have, when Freiburg and Gettler, they're on point, of course they're going to kill you. You have to be patient, you have to take your time, just stay and hold, wait for NiPs to use their smokes, and then, you know, try to go for an execution after.
What we haven't been able to do is just get that first frag and then kind of read and react what comes next.
Oh yeah, because again, you know, Michael, he has the AWP, he's running around, you know, you never really know where you have him, and when he's not a B, you have another terrific player waiting for you, and that's Freiburg.
Pasha did have the AWP earlier on, but decided it wasn't working for him when he got stuck in short-range sights with a long-range weapon.
Yeah, that as well, and they haven't really had the money for it, because, you know, when you're in this situation, you need to buy every round. You need to get rounds on the board.
Freiburg and Get Right waiting for Taz and Pasha, but Freiburg will be given an easy one there. As Pasha goes down, now Taz, can he roll back the years? Freiburg having none of it. And Get Right starting to enjoy himself on this main stage.
Yeah, they're loving life right now. Virtus.Pro, it's 12-1. They need these last 2 rounds. They really need these last 2 rounds.
LDLC and Navi are sat behind these 2 teams, and will they be starting to fear NiP a little bit more than they did before? I
think so. I mean, coming into this tournament, I think NiP, well, obviously they were underdogs, and when they got rid of Hellraisers in that fashion they did, Virtus.Pro was really their big test. They lost LDLC in the groups, can't really say that much about that game. It was extremely close. They ended up losing that game, and then Virtus.Pro, that's actually looking really strong this tournament. This is their big, if they can beat Virtus.Pro, I'm pretty sure they can beat whoever's going to face them in the finals. But it's not going to be easy.
VP looking to take control of them and see whether they can just get an early sight onto someone of the NiP players. NiP have had every angle locked down that VP haven't had the opportunity for that entry frag, and it's going to be growing tiresome on them as they get ready to roll the dice and push the A site once more. There's Makalele this time unable to finish off the incoming VP players. Exist does help him out, but Bialy and Pasha both have frags. Forrest, one of his own. NiP now coming to life again with Forrest. And how many times is he going to do that for them? Get Right joins in. Neo goes down. Pasha with Makalele's AWP, unable to do anything about it. And it's now 13-1. It's a phenomenal score.
Oh yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this result coming from NiP. They've been playing perfect Counter-Strike Steve to play, I'd say. Virtus.Pro, they don't really have an answer for it. They don't know what to do. They're, you know, everything they're trying, it's not working out.
Ninjas in Pajamas have 1 foot in their 4th major grand final. A phenomenal statistic alone, but they will be looking to be back-to-back major winners, the first of that as well. They set record after record. Virtus.Pro, they are a side who care not for records, care not for home crowd advantage, more than capable of doing the spectacular and pulling this back on their CT side. It's going to be a tall order, it'll be a comeback of all comebacks for them to do it, but this team have the talent to do it, so do not write them off just yet.
Yeah, and this is where you're going to see the mentality of Virtus.Pro as well. You know, let's say it's 14-1. Can they come back to it? Is their mentality strong enough, or will they just give up?
I think Pasha just needs to flex those biceps and whatever he told me.
Yeah. Well, he started off by stealing your coke, so...
He did. That's his bad luck, Sean. Speak of the devil, here he is. Makalele will continue in fine form with that AWP. Then goes down at the hand of Bialy. Existo comes around. Continues NiP's tradition of having that man advantage here on their CT side. Get right out to it, and it's Taz and Bialy left standing against 4. Taz crosses the third body of his teammate. Exist downed elsewhere. Next frag goes the way of Taz. Freiburg and Forrest, fully armed and dangerous, will look to hold on to this site. Bialy is going to go down to the one shot. Can you believe it? Awesome play. And even LDLC sat behind and had to smile at that one. What a hit. NiP 14-1 at halftime against Virtus.Pro. And take a look at this.
Yeah, look at this shot. Now you're just showing off, Freiburg. I know you love the crowd over here in Jönköping, but come on.
Yeah, you know we can hear that.
Yeah,
look at that smile he's trying to hold in.
So now it's 14-1. End of the first half. VP. They can still do this.
If anyone can from this position,
but look at their faces right now. I can understand you're going to be extremely disappointed in yourself. You have right now. You have no idea what just happened. You came into the third map thinking, well, we are clear favorites to win this, and then you get completely shut down by an amazing NiP CT side.
And what will be weighing on them is the map points they had on Nuke.
Yes,
because this could have not gone to this third map.
Exactly. But right now, their main focus, I'm guessing that's going to be a conversation after. If they end up losing this game, then you're going to have that conversation after. Right now, they're just focusing on this first pistol round, or the second pistol round.
Virtus.Pro's minder in the background, if you will.
Yeah.
Solemn, like a manager on the touchline. Knows that this one is either going to go down as a match of could have been for Virtus.Pro, but they still have one last chance to turn it around. The Katowice champions are still in this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the same mentality you should have, even if it's 8-7, 14-1, 10-5. Same mentality should still occur, which is one round at a time. The first that you have to aim for is the round. It's just that when you're down 14-1, you just can't make any mistakes. You can't afford any mistakes. And here we go.
NiP is 2 rounds away from claiming this. The pistol round may almost count double. Virtus.Pro won that first pistol round with a aggressive A rush. Speaking of aggressive, no headshot onto Prime. Forrest put him down, but Stacks and Pasha showing us just what Virtus.Pro can do. Exist and Makalele, last 2 standing against 4. Virtus.Pro know that they've done their job and they retreat back to the safety of the bomb site. Taz with a hit onto Exist. Makalele in the end finished off, and Virtus.Pro on the board for the first time in 14 straight rounds, and they come back.
Yeah, again, this is what needed. They need to win the pistol. They need to win this next round, and the next one, and the next one. This is going to be a long grind for Virtus.Pro if they want to come back into this game.
But these are players who are buoyed with every frag. They go stronger. Samson and Delilah style, if you will.
Yeah, and NiP, if I were to guess, they're going to go B. They have 2 smokes. They're going to smoke off CT spawn. They're going to smoke up coils, and just going to try and hit the B bomb site.
Exist anchors the assault as he waits for reinforcements to come his way. Taz is there, and NiP wondered whether Virtus.Pro might extend down mid and try and use that weapon advantage to pick themselves up a kill. It hasn't happened, and now they'll be looking to make their commitment themselves. They have seen nothing of the ninjas just yet.
Yeah, again, NiP is taking this very calm. They're just waiting for the smokes. Even if they lose this round, and Virtus.Pro, they're throwing away money by throwing away smokes. But like I said before, it's going to be a B play here. It's going to smoke off spawn. They're going to smoke off coral.
Point blank headshot from Neo with that Mag 7. In the end goes down to Forest CZ, but Snax has one of his own and now will sit outside the bomb site waiting for those reinforcements to come his way. Get Right wants the close range Mag 7 fight, and the bomb goes down. That's money for NiP. Pasha now leads the retake with two of his own. Get Right and Exist will go nowhere, and now Forest is downed and VP have the round, but they will be frustrated to have conceded that bomb site.
Well, it's still decent by Virtus.Pro because they had two guys there. They only lost one member, and it's better to give NiP the bomb than to lose more members because you're just wasting money for yourself. So sure, you're giving NiP money, but at least you're not wasting your own.
And if Virtus.Pro are more than happy, you saw that well, they lost the first man that was Neo. I think it was Snax was in and just pulled out of the site, waited for reinforcements, is confident in their retake, and that's something, if the pressure is getting to you, it will be one of the first things to break down.
Yeah, exactly, but that's the right call to make there. Because if he would stick around, and let's say he died as well, they would be in trouble.
NiP on a eke of their own this round with two flashes and a CZ all on Forest, but everybody else will wait for the next round. Virtus.Pro have two in a row here as they look to convert their pistol round fully out. And round by round kind of says it all for VP. The task may be daunting, but the talent is there to do so.
Exactly. And again, it's just like VP, they're a professional team, they have the talent. They've been probably not in the same situation before, but it's been, you can never count a team like VP out. Doesn't matter what the scoreline is.
Famous of Bialy just tickled out a couple of shots over towards an area where they pull back. NiP now starting to lose numbers as they have to make the commitment. 3 frags up for VP. It becomes 5. Virtus.Pro have 4. There are only, the deficit becomes 10 now. That face has said it all. Yeah. There is an angst.
Yeah, and it was extremely important for Virtus.Pro that they did not lose anyone there as well. Because, like I said, NiP is at 14 rounds. If Virtus.Pro lose one round, they still need to be able to afford that upcoming round. Because otherwise, it's just going to be even hard for them. So winning these anti-eco rounds so convincingly is extremely important for Virtus.Pro.
Big round for Makaleli here. He was starting to make the difference, starting to grow into his role as a NiP member and the pressure that comes with it. On that, well, in this game in general, he's had a good semi-final.
Oh yeah. I think all of NiP have been showing off themselves in one point or another. Like, they've all been playing extremely solid in this semifinal.
NiP now leading themselves for a push. Bit of damage done to Forest, but nothing he can't cope with. Pasha pushes out, waits for someone to come on the other side of mid, as Bialy now will retreat back into position. He and that Famous are bound to see action soon. Here comes Forest. Molotov books out anyone pushing behind. Forest is waiting. Get Right was flashed and just haven't quite been able to execute this attack yet. Here they go now. 5 versus 5 in on the A. First draw comes from Freiburg, of course. Taz picks up 1, there's the 2, rolling back he is. Get Right reminds us that he's still in this as well though. Bialy and that Famous down Get Right. He has just 1 point of health as Bialy. That Snax has the frag on the Freiburg. Makaleli puts in those codes as quickly as he can. He's 1 versus 3. He connects with the first. Can he go all the way? Makaleli! No! Neo picks it off and Virtus.Pro have the first NiP buy round. And there's a fire that burns in every Pole's heart, and it burns for Virtus.Pro.
Yeah, and exactly. And the more rounds Virtus.Pro wins, the bigger the chance for them is to come back into this game. Well, obviously, if you just count the scores, but I'm talking about their mentality as well. You know, right now, they're coming into this half, they were down, and this situation here is excellent job from Michael. He was actually super close to win this. If he would have gotten the first one, they were both. I think that one of them people had 15 HP. There was one on 1 HP. So it was actually a very close round, but at least VP actually got away with it.
The deficit is now single digits. And Snack's pushing on to go. Look at the damage he's done across those 3 players there from NiP. Collaboratively, he's taken more than 20% of the health off.
Yeah. And this is the thing about NiP as well. You know, you want Freiburg and Exist to actually work the banana. You want them to gain banana control. And sure, they lost a lot of HP. But they managed to at least, you know, do so.
Neo has himself the frag onto Makaleli, and Virtus.Pro have the man advantage. And forced the NiP to retreat back and try something different. And again, more damage done before they've even seen them. Forrest with a nade, and then a headshot on him from Bialy. BP have a 2-man advantage. One frag coming back for NiP in the shape of Exist, but Bialy onto Get Right, and the Molotov finishing off the job. And this is Ninjas in Pajamas starting to show a creak in the armor. Virtus.Pro, well, Virtus.Pro fans, if you believe in the Easter Bunny, then you might just believe in this comeback, because this is a real opportunity for them. They're beginning to believe once more.
Yeah, and it's extremely important for NiP that they stay calm. You know, you don't need to do like unorthodox buys or anything like that. You have plenty of rounds to work with, so don't stress out the fact that Virtus.Pro is winning a few rounds. And for Virtus.Pro side, they just need to keep on going.
How easy is it to not stress out in a situation like this?
Well,
Forrest gets himself the hit onto Pasha, but VP will get themselves pranks of their own. Freiburg in on Bialy, and there's some work to be done here for VP if they want to close this round out. 2 versus 2. Makaleli will get that bomb plant, and with Get Right of Makaleli alive, this is no foregone conclusion that the weapons will hold out. But a Molotov of their own, Get Right quickly away from it, and here we go. Get Right 1 or 2. Neo stops him. Makaleli though has gone a long way and is in the perfect position to stop Neo. Here we go. Makaleli takes us to match point for Ninjas in Pajamas.
yeah, and for Virtus.Pro right there, I don't know what to say. All of the momentum they were building up in this in the second half here, that's all shattered now. They just lost a sneak round to NiP.
Very small window of opportunity, and boy did he take it. But Get Right, net 1 on 2. With the Molotov pushed them away, and Makaleli, we were all focused on the 1 and 2. Makaleli just pegged it. He's like, I'm getting out of this. Yep. I'll get into a position where they can deal with me afterwards.
Yeah, and that's how you should play that. You should never try and help out the guy on site, especially in a 2-on-2 like that, because chances are, if you try and help him out, you're going to end up dying as well. So you just play it safe. Just play the bomb.
9 match points, which, depending on your fancy, are either to defend or to win. VP man or 2 advantage now as Bialy and Snacks both get fragged. It's Get Right 1 versus 3. Will collect the first. That frag number 2 of this round for him. 45 seconds to go. VP don't need to show themselves. They have the bomb downed. And they can wait for Get Right to come to them and make it hard for him, which they just do. They were a frag away from the game.
Yeah, and this is actually quite a... It is a problem. They can still buy if they want to. I'm just saying, if I was Exist, I would just opt to save here. But Virtus.Pro, they're also extremely low on money. They can't really buy everything they would want to buy. But again, like I was saying before, you don't need to stress out the fact that, okay, we need to buy. You don't have the money for it, just opt to save. You have plenty of rounds to work with. You just need one more.
Well, hey, last Eco round they won.
Exactly.
It's going to be a B push from NiP as they charge into Neo territory. His grenade will the incoming Swedes as Exist gets himself a frag onto Neo. Snax knows that he may have to surrender some ground here. And it's going to be a 4-on-4 after plant here. A lot of damage done, but sheer numbers make this a challenging retake for VP, which they begin to handle. Get right to play the big role here as he starts rattling off shots in towards the site of Virtus.Pro. Collect those final frags and we'll get us up to 8. Yep. It is 7 the difference.
Yeah, and again, Virtus.Pro, grind. Good job by Virtus.Pro as well. Again, they only lost 1 man. They were already low on money, so right now they can buy everything they need now. So they actually have, you know, the best chance in order to keep on grinding these rounds. And for NiP, they got the bomb down. That's exactly what they wanted to do, and they made it happen.
They're going to put an up on Makalele. T-side, what do we expect to see from him with that up?
It's just, I just think that he wants to try and catch a VP member off guard, because they haven't seen Makalele with an op yet when they're on the T side. So if they really want to do something, you know, maybe a push and just set the tone for the remainder of the game, then Makalele wouldn't be able to stop him.
Well, they know he's there now. NiP haven't quite found that pick, but from shot to shot they get closer to a commitment on A. And that just happens to be where VP have stacked an extra man this round.
Yeah, it's good by VP to actually take a chance as well, just to leave one guy at B and half for A, because it's where NiP tends to go.
Here we go. Here come NiP. Virtus.Pro set up their defense, and the Ninjas with 35 seconds will look to get that bomb down. In comes Pasha. Exist opens up the fragging onto Snax, and we're at 4-on-4. There is still a man making his way over towards someone from Freiburg who's just trying to cause some attraction, and one of the VP players has bought that bait and is still sat just in front of CT spawn. Forest will find it. Pasha that's there. Forest goes looking. Pasha will come out and get himself the headshot onto Forest. The bomb is moving over towards that B site. Neo sounds the alarm. It comes out pegging. Freiburg has Pasha, but Neo is alone. Neo needs help here, and NiP are going to take control of the site with 2v2 off the plot, with just 2 men separating Virtus.Pro from defeat. And Makalele in position with that AWP, where they're both going to come from. The smoke forces his hand though. Right, 28 points of health going to go up against them. The bomb has already done about 1/3 of its time though. There's Makalele with the AWP. Plucks down Bialy. It's Kaz to save Virtus.Pro. One more time! No! The new boy Makalele comes alive and wins it on home soil to give NiP their 4th major final.
And what a semi-final this has been. NiP showing again that sure, yeah, we've had some bad tournaments. We have a new player in town, and that player is called Makalele.